The health and well-being of people living with arthritis and their ability to stay active and independent is at the heart of the work Versus Arthritis does. For people whose joints have deteriorated to such an extent, joint replacement is often the only option. With long NHS waiting lists, it's more important than ever to keep patients fit and healthy ahead of their operation. Versus Arthritis have developed a new surgery toolkit to help support patients before and after surgery.
I'm 100% uncomfortable all of the time.
Mel's long experience with arthritis began when she was just 4 years old.
There's so much going on and my body's trying to process so much.
She bears the burdens and the scars of a lifetime living with a chronic, debilitating disease and the medical efforts to make things better for her. 22 procedures and counting.
I've had joint replacements to my knuckles, I've had a hip replacement, I've had wrist fusions, I've had trigger finger where they've released the tendons that have been trapped. I've got fused toes, I've had my big toe realigned.
You're waiting for a new knee at the moment, right? So
I am indeed.
What difference will that make to your life?
Freedom. It will hopefully relieve my thinking about what I need to do for every step I take. It will make me more stable for walking, just for doing the stairs, for going out, enjoying longer walks.
How would you approach something fairly simple, something that I would take for granted, like picking up a glass of water? How would it be different for you?
First of all, I've got to think about how I'm going to stand up. Are my knees going to be able to support me when I stand up? So that's the first thing. When I stand up, am I strong enough to take a step? Then I'd think about picking the glass up. Then I've got to think about which hand I'm going to pick it up with, because my hands aren't great. And if I drop a glass, that's mess. I've got to bend over and clean it up. But then I've also got to carry that across to the kitchen.
Like Mel, everyone with arthritis can access support from Versus Arthritis. The charity wants to help everyone with the condition stay active, independent and living well. Mel, for instance, has been using the exercises from the Let's Move for Surgery programme to prepare for her surgery.
So, following what the video says, just feet gently apart, holding onto the chair and just gently down and back up.
Good.
But this is something I do in front of the laptop and the monitor just to be able to keep working but also keep moving.
Physiotherapist Larry Koyama helps people with different types of arthritis every day. He says movement is a fundamental component in arthritis treatment.
I would say exercise is a really important part of a range of factors to manage osteoarthritis. Healthy diet, weight management for those with more inflammatory conditions, making sure they've got the right disease-modifying drugs and medications. All of that in combination can absolutely improve or maintain the health of the joint longer. But I think it's also important to recognise that things like joint replacements and surgery have a really important role for people that need it, and it's not about preventing them from accessing that. It's more about making sure that if they need that, they get it at the right time.
And yet, so many people aren't getting the medical attention at the right time. UK-wide NHS waiting lists mean that many people living with arthritis are facing an agonising and worrying wait for diagnosis, treatment and surgery. It's currently estimated that 1 million people across the UK are waiting for trauma and orthopaedic treatments, which includes joint replacement surgery.
You can go up onto your fingertips and then maybe...
It's one of the reasons why Versus Arthritis is such a vital service. The charity's Let's Move for Surgery Toolkit and exercise programme, as well as knowledge, support and advice, are essential for people's continued health and well-being.
Waiting during that time is really, really debilitating on people, and often people find that their level of health and their ability to go about their daily lives really deteriorates quite significantly because the pain is so severe.
Tell me about the Let's Move campaign. What's it all about?
Let's Move is all about looking after the bodies. So the stronger the muscles are around those joints, actually the less pain that joint will be in.
Versus Arthritis also has a surgery toolkit. What is that?
The one thing that we want to enable people to do is to recover from surgery as quickly as possible. So not only is it helpful whilst you're waiting during those longer periods, but also it aids in your recovery as well. So we created a whole host of Let's Move with Surgery videos that are on the NHS website.
Arthritis is a set of symptoms with different causes and manifestations. In Mel's long journey since she was diagnosed with juvenile idiopathic arthritis, she's seen new drugs and new treatments. She's passionate about raising awareness.
This disease is very much a hidden disability. You don't have to be in a wheelchair. It's not what it says on the tin. It comes in all shapes and sizes, and everybody's journey will be different.
Driving everything Versus Arthritis does is looking after people like Mel and the health and well-being of everyone living with arthritis.